Hi, I'm Sharon Pope. I'm a master life coach and a 6-time international best-selling author on love and relationships. Nobody finds their way to me or my teachings when their relationship is going well. So all I deal with is struggling and painful marriages, trying to figure out, can this marriage be fixed? Can it feel good again? And how do I do that? Or is it time to lovingly release it? And if that's the answer, how in the hell do I do that? So these are my best 3 tips. I've never done this in a video before. If I only had 3 tips that I would give someone in a struggling marriage to make it feel better, here's what they are. The first one is probably my favorite saying that I use all the time in my own life and absolutely with my clients. And it's some version of, I need you to be different so that I can feel better. Can you please just do that for me? It sounds ridiculous, but this is how most of us live our lives. I need you to do something different. I need you to be someone different. And although if I asked you, do you think you can change him? You probably say no, because intellectually you know that. But that's not how you behave. That's not how you show up in that relationship. You're constantly looking for him to change. And you're placing your happiness on whether or not he's standing on his head in the way that you need him to do so that you can feel better. That's not you taking responsibility for your happiness. That's you at the whim of circumstances and other people around you. So that way, when things are going your way, when the circumstances around you are going your way, you feel great. And when they're not, you don't feel so good. So you can live your life that way. To be honest, most of the world lives their lives that way. But it's a pretty painful way to live because you're a bit like a feather in the wind. You just get batted around a lot. And that's because you're not in the driver's seat of your own life. Stay in your lane. Focus on what you can change. Bring the focus and attention towards you and not towards your partner. And I promise that will help your marriage. Tip number 2. What am I making this mean? Here's what I want to tell you. That sounds like a strange question, but it's one that I ask myself a lot. And it's because something will happen and then our minds will give it meaning. So for instance, my husband comes home late and my mind says, oh, he doesn't value or respect your time. Now that very likely is not true at all. Like there's probably a 5% chance that that's true, but it's a 95% chance that that is absolutely not true. But that's where my mind gave that circumstance meaning. So he wants to hang out with the guys or watch his football game instead of spending time with me. We make that mean he doesn't really love and care about me. He loves those things and cares about those things more than he cares about me. So when you find yourself starting to get pissed off at your spouse, I want you to just stop and ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Because I promise you, you are giving it meaning that maybe he's not. Tip 3. I'm just going to call this tip, drop it. You need to drop the need to be right, and you need to drop the scorecard. Okay? Both of those things. So first, you can be happy or you can be right. You cannot be both. I don't know what the urgent desire to be right is. Maybe it's because we feel so inadequate in every other area of our lives. Damn it, in this relationship, I'm going to be right. But it doesn't help because guess what? There really, like at the end of the day, there is no like right and wrong, good and bad. Like he sees and experiences life differently than you do. It does not make him wrong. It's just different. He gets to have his experience and you get to have yours. Now, drop the scorecard. Well, I didn't make dinner tonight because, last time I did, he didn't even say thank you. I am not going to say I love you because he hasn't told me he loved me in a week. This is the scorecard. And the minute you engage in the scorecard, you are automatically depleting the relationship. And the thing I want you to think about that you can see once you're outside of, you have some perspective outside of the relationship is, let's say you're right. And let's say you score higher on the scorecard than he does. Awesome. Congratulations. What do you win? What do you win? You win a marriage in disarray. You win the opportunity to carry a whole bunch of resentment. You might even win a divorce. Awesome. Like, stop it. Stop the madness. You don't have to be right. It doesn't have to mean anything about you if you don't make yourself right and therefore make him wrong, and you don't have to outscore him on the scorecard. Those are my top 3 tips to fixing the struggles in our marriages, but I'm going to give you one more because I think that this is really important. And I'm going to tell you that probably only, I don't know, maybe 25% of you will actually understand what I'm saying, but for those 25%, this is for you. The last thing that you can do to really make an incredible difference in your struggling marriage is show up in love. Show up to be the one who loves. Most of us want our partner to point their love at us so that we can feel better. And then you have a whole host of us self-help folks saying you need to love yourself, and so point love towards yourself. Nothing wrong with that. And what I'm saying is, rather than either of those, become the one who is loving. Become the one who shows up in love. No scorecard, no making it mean anything, no need to be right, no need for him to change. Just love. And if you can't look directly at your spouse right now because you're struggling so much in your marriage and you can't look at him with love, then find something about him. Maybe it's one, like maybe he's a great cook. Maybe he's wonderful with your kids. Find that one thing about him and look at that thing. Think about that thing. Focus on that thing, that aspect, and love it. Love it hard. And if you can't even do that, then just find something else to love. But your whole perspective changes on relationships when you stop looking for love to be pointed at you and you start to have love flowing through you. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you are struggling in your marriage, if you are trying to genuinely figure out, can I fix this? Can I make this marriage feel good again? And if so, how? Or do I have to release it? Do I have to walk away? And if I make that choice, if that's my answer, how do I deal with all the unknowns behind that decision? If that's where you're at and you are looking for genuine clarity and transformation for you and your life and your heart, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary truth and clarity session with myself or a member of my team. On that call, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to get clear about what's not working in your marriage, what you've tried to do to fix it, and why it hasn't worked. And third, we're going to create a step-by-step plan to help you get to the transformation and the clarity that you need for yourself and your marriage. So if that's you, I invite you to go to SharonPopeTruth.com/fixmymarriage. Be well.